The House of Soft Light, a cozy sleep story for anxious minds. By the time you decide to leave, you don't do it dramatically. There's no sharp moment where you stand up and say, "That's it, I'm done." It's quieter than that. It happens the way a candle goes out when the room has finally warmed enough on its own. 1 second, you are still trying to keep up, still carrying the day, like a heavy bag you refuse to set down. And the next second, you feel something inside you soften. A small part of you whispers, almost like a secret. You can go somewhere gentle tonight. Outside your window, the sky has the color of wet stone, soft and heavy and low. Rain has been falling for hours. Not in the wild, impatient way that demands attention, but in that steady, careful way that seems to have no agenda at all. It simply falls. One drop, then another, then 1,000 more, quietly turning the world into a softer place. You look around the room you're in, the familiar corners, the quiet clutter, the objects you've learned to ignore. Even here, where you should feel safe, your mind keeps pacing. Overthinking does that. It walks the same hallway again and again, peeking into every door, checking every lock, remembering every unfinished thing. Your shoulders are tight without you noticing. Your jaw holds a little pressure. Your breath sits too high in your chest, like it's trying to stay ready. Ready for what? You don't even know anymore. So when you pick up your keys in your coat, it doesn't feel like running away. It feels like choosing. Choosing softness. Choosing a place that will not ask you to perform your strength. Your phone buzzes once, an old habit of the world trying to tug you back, but you turn it face down, just for tonight. And when you step outside, the rain meets you like a cool hand against your forehead. Not cold in a cruel way, cold in a clean way, as if the air is rinsing you. You pull your coat tighter and walk to your car. The sound of rain changes the moment you shut the door, becoming more distant, more muffled, like a blanket thrown over a drum. You start the engine. The headlights cut through the wet darkness, painting the road with pale light, and you begin to drive. Not fast, not rushing, just moving. The city slowly loosens its grip. Streetlights become fewer. Buildings pull back. The air changes. You pass long stretches of road where the only company is the rain, the hum of your tires, and the gentle rhythm of your wipers sweeping the windshield. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Each sweep feels like someone smoothing wrinkles out of your thoughts. You let your hands rest more lightly on the wheel. You let your shoulders drop, 1 small inch at a time. You don't have to be anywhere urgently. You don't have to prove anything to the night. The address you're driving to isn't famous. It's not a resort. It isn't a bright, busy place with check-ins and lines and voices. It's a small listing you found almost by accident. One of those quiet pages on the internet with a few photos and a simple description. A little house by the lake, soft light, warm tea. Come as you are. It didn't promise to fix you. It didn't promise miracles. It just sounded kind. And for an anxious mind, kindness is sometimes the most powerful promise there is. The road curves gently. Trees appear on either side, darker than the sky. Their branches glisten with rain, and when your headlights catch them, each leaf shines for a second like a tiny mirror. You drive slower here, naturally. The world feels more intimate, more quiet, as if the night is leaning closer, lowering its voice. At one point, You roll your window down just a fraction, only an inch. Cool air slips inside, carrying the scent of damp earth and pine, and something else, something faintly sweet and smoky, like distant wood fire. You inhale slowly, and then, without trying, you exhale longer. A small release, a tiny letting go. It's the first sign your nervous system has noticed. This place is different. Soon the navigation voice stops speaking, not because you're lost, but because the last few minutes are simple. One road, one turn, and then a narrow lane that looks almost like it belongs to the trees more than it belongs to people. A wooden sign sits at the side of the road, slightly tilted, the letters darkened by years of weather. Silver Fern Lane. You slow and turn. Gravel crunches under your tires. The sound is grounding, real. The lane is narrow and bordered by tall trees that reach overhead, forming a loose tunnel. Rain drips from branches in slow, patient drops. Your headlights illuminate mist ahead like soft smoke. You feel as if you are being guided somewhere not only physical, but emotional. Like the world has been waiting to offer you a gentler room. Then you see it. At first, it's only a glow in the trees, a warm amber light, blurred by rain and fog, the kind of light you associate with safety, with dinner cooking, with someone leaving a lamp on for you. As you drive closer, the glow sharpens into windows. The house appears in pieces, first the outline of a roof, then the shape of walls, then the porch, then the soft-lit door. A small cottage, wooden and welcoming, sitting near the dark surface of a lake. The lake is just visible through the trees, a smooth black sheet reflecting a few trembling points of light. You pull into a small driveway and park. For a moment, you stay inside the car, not because you hesitate, because something about the scene asks you to pause, to notice, to arrive. Rain taps gently on the roof. The lake is quiet. The house glows. And you feel, in a way you can't quite explain, that this place has been expecting you. Not you, specifically perhaps, but someone like you. Someone tired. Someone carrying too much. Someone whose mind has been loud for too long. You turn off the engine. The silence is immediate. All that remains is rain. Soft, steady, endlessly patient rain. You open the door. Cool air meets your face. Your shoes land on wet gravel. The smell of the outdoors is clean and fresh, like the world has been washed. You pull your coat tighter and walk toward the porch. A warm porch light spills down, catching the falling raindrops and turning them into tiny beads of gold. The wood of the steps is darkened by rain. When you step up, the porch creaks slightly, not in an alarming way, in an old house way, a familiar, gentle sound, like the house is clearing its throat softly to say, "Hello." You reach the door. There is a brass handle, worn smooth where hands have touched it countless times. You wrap your fingers around it. The metal is cool, but not cold. You turn. The door opens easily, and warm air curls around your ankles and up your legs like a welcome. The scent inside hits you first, soft, comforting layers, warm wood, dried herbs, a hint of vanilla, and something like chamomile. You step inside. The rain becomes quiet behind you, not gone, just softened, muffled into a gentle background murmur. The entryway is small. A lamp glows on a wooden shelf, its shade lined with warm fabric that turns the light into honey. Below it is a bench, and on the bench, neatly folded there, is a towel. Next to the towel, A pair of thick, cozy socks, clean, rolled, waiting, as if someone knew you would arrive damp and tired. You blink, and the smallest smile touches your mouth. Silly to feel cared for by objects. But anxious minds don't always respond to logic. They respond to safety. You sit. You remove your shoes slowly, letting each motion be unhurried. You slip the socks on. They are warm, not just dry warm. And as the wool wraps around your feet, you feel your body exhale a little, like it has been waiting for permission to relax. You use the towel gently on your hair, your hands. The towel is soft, and the act feels intimate in a quiet way, like you're being guided back into your body, back into the present. When you stand, you already feel different, not magically cured, just steadier, more held. The cottage opens into a main room, and the moment you step into it, you understand why the listing mentioned soft light. The room is filled with it. Warm lamps in the corners, a gentle glow from the fireplace, candles placed with care. No harsh brightness anywhere, only golden gradients and soft shadows. There is a plush armchair facing the fire, a woven blanket folded over the back. A small table near it holds a mug and a little ceramic teapot. A book lies open, as if someone set it down mid-thought. In the kitchen area, a kettle sits on the stove with faint steam curling from its spout. The entire room looks like it has been arranged not for decoration, but for comfort, for nervous systems, for tired hearts, for people who need a place to stop bracing. You stand there, letting it wash over you, the warmth, the quiet, the gentle order. Outside, rain continues to fall, tapping softly on the windows. Inside, everything feels safe. It's the kind of safe that doesn't require explanation. It just exists, and your body recognizes it. You take one step forward. The floor creaks softly beneath your socked feet. Not a complaint, more like a sigh. You move toward the armchair. The blanket looks thick and heavy in that comforting way, like it will hold you down into rest. When you touch it, it's warm. Not warm from the fire, warm as if it has been waiting for you. Without thinking, you drape it over your shoulders. It settles around you like a slow, deep breath, and suddenly you notice how tired you are. Not just sleepy, tired. The kind of tired that comes from keeping yourself together for too long. You sink into the chair. The cushion gives in all the right places. Your spine settles. Your shoulders drop. Your hands loosen in your lap. The fire glows softly in front of you. Embers breathing. Outside, rain whispers. Inside, warmth holds you. A tiny sound comes from the kitchen, soft steam from the kettle. And something about it feels intentional. Like the house waited until you sat down to finish warming the water, as if it didn't want to rush you, as if it is saying, no hurry, you're here now. You close your eyes briefly. You listen to the rain. You feel the blanket's weight. You let your breath slow, in and out. And for the first time in a while, your mind doesn't sprint ahead. It stays close. It stays here. You open your eyes and look at the mug on the table. It waits. The tea waits. The warmth waits. The room does not demand anything. It simply offers. And slowly you begin to trust it. You sit there for a while longer than you realize. Time feels different in this room. Not slower in a way that frustrates you. Slower in a way that feels like permission. The fire breathes softly, not crackling, not demanding attention, just a low, steady presence. The blanket rests around your shoulders with a weight that feels intentional, almost thoughtful, as though it was chosen not only to warm you, but to remind your body that it does not need to stay alert. Outside, the rain continues. Each drop meets the roof and windows with the same gentle patience, as if the night itself has decided to keep watch so you don't have to. You notice you're breathing again, not because you force it, because it has changed on its own. Your inhales are deeper now, your exhales longer. Your chest rises and falls without effort, like it remembers how to do this naturally when nothing is wrong. A small sound drifts in from the kitchen, the kettle. Not a whistle, not an alarm, just a soft, rounded shh, as steam curls upward. It feels like an invitation rather than a call. You don't stand immediately. You let yourself finish the moment you're in. That's something this house seems to encourage, finishing moments instead of rushing through them. Eventually, you rise, not reluctantly, not because you should, but because your body feels ready to move gently again. The blanket stays draped around your shoulders as you walk toward the kitchen. The floorboards respond with their quiet creaks, soft, familiar sounds that feel like the house adjusting itself around you. The kitchen is small and warm, the kind of kitchen that doesn't try to impress, but succeeds anyway. Wooden cabinets slightly worn at the edges, a table with rounded corners, ceramic mugs with small imperfections in the glaze. Everything feels used, but lovingly so. Nothing here feels disposable. The kettle rests on the stove, steam rising in slow spirals. 2 mugs wait beside it, one upright, one resting on its side, as if someone set it down mid-motion and simply forgot to finish. You wrap your fingers around the handle of the upright mug. The ceramic is already warm. That small detail sends another wave of calm through you. You lift the mug and hold it beneath the kettle. The water pours in a steady stream, not loud, not rushed. As the mug fills, the scent rises. Chamomile first soft and apple-like, then lavender gentle, floral, grounding, then something faintly citrus, bright enough to lift the heaviness without disturbing the calm. You breathe it in. The steam slips into your lungs easily, like it belongs there. Your shoulders soften another fraction. You turn and sit at the table. The chair pulls out smoothly, as if it's done this many times before. The wood creaks when you sit, but the sound is warm, reassuring. You cradle the mug in both hands. The heat spreads slowly from your palms, into your fingers, up your wrists. It's not just warmth, it's steadiness. You take a small sip. The tea moves through you gently, settling rather than rushing. It doesn't demand a reaction. It simply arrives. You sit there quietly, sipping, listening. The rain has found a rhythm. It no longer sounds like individual drops. It sounds like a single, continuous presence, a soft blanket of sound laid over the world. With each sip of tea, something inside you loosens. Your jaw releases. Your stomach unclenches. Your thoughts, once sharp and insistent, begin to blur at the edges. They don't disappear. They just stop pushing. The house seems to notice. The fire lowers itself slightly, embers glowing rather than flaring. One of the lamps dims by a fraction, its light turning even softer, more golden. Nothing changes abruptly. Everything shifts gradually, like someone lowering the volume so slowly you don't notice until the room feels just right. You finish the tea at your own pace. When the mug is empty, it still radiates warmth. You hold it a moment longer anyway. There is no rush to put it down. When you finally stand, the blanket slips, and you catch it instinctively, pulling it closer around your shoulders. It feels like part of you now. You return to the armchair by the fire. It waits. The cushion still holds the shape of your body from before, as if it remembered you. You sit. The chair accepts you again, without resistance. This time, your body sinks deeper. Your back presses fully into the cushion. Your legs relax. Your hands rest loosely on your lap. The firelight flickers softly across the room, painting slow-moving shadows on the walls. They don't dance, they drift. Your eyelids feel heavier than before, not in a way that forces them closed, in a way that makes opening them feel unnecessary. Outside, the rain continues its quiet work. Inside, the warmth gathers. You become aware of a subtle shift in the air. The faint coolness near the floor has disappeared. The temperature feels perfectly even now, from your feet to your shoulders, as though the room adjusted itself to your comfort. You exhale, a long, slow breath that leaves your body without effort. It feels like the first real exhale you've taken all day. The fire responds with a soft glow. One ember brightens, then settles. Your breathing matches it. In, out. Your thoughts begin to stretch. They lose their sharp outlines. Worries that once felt urgent now seem distant, like objects viewed through fog. You don't push them away. You don't analyze them. You simply stop holding on to them. The house does the rest. A subtle hum fills the room, not a sound you hear with your ears, but one you feel in your chest. The quiet hum of safety, of presence, of being held without needing to explain yourself. You shift slightly in the chair. The blanket folds around you, tucking itself more snugly against your sides. The fabric feels warmer now, as if it has learned your temperature, as if it has decided to match you. Your head leans back. Your neck relaxes. Your muscles begin to release in small, gentle waves. Shoulders first, then arms, then your spine, then your legs. Nothing dramatic, just a gradual letting go, the kind your body has been waiting for. The fire dims again, settling into a low, breathing glow. The lamps follow suit. The room grows quieter, not because sounds disappear, but because everything aligns with your breath. Slow, even, safe. You feel it now. The reason this place feels different. It is not trying to distract you. It is not trying to entertain you. It is not trying to fix you. It is simply holding you long enough for your nervous system to remember how to rest. Your eyelids drift lower, half closed. The fire becomes a soft blur of gold and amber. The rain becomes a distant hush. Your breath moves in and out, steady and calm. And somewhere in that gentle space between waking and sleep, you realize something quietly profound. You don't need to stay alert here. Nothing will ask anything of you. Nothing will surprise you. Nothing will pull you back into urgency. The house is awake. So you don't have to be. Your body sinks a little deeper into the chair. The blanket holds you. The warmth stays. And slowly, without effort, without thought, you begin to drift. You are not sure exactly when the chair becomes more than a chair. There is no clear moment where you think, now I'm comfortable. Instead, comfort arrives the way evening arrives, so gradually that you only notice it when everything has already softened. Your body has grown heavier, not weighed down, anchored, as though gravity here is kinder, more selective, pulling only on the parts of you that are ready to rest. Your hands lie open in your lap. Your fingers are loose, warm, no longer curled around anything. The blanket rests against your chest, rising and falling gently with each breath, in and out. The fire across the room has settled into a quiet rhythm. It no longer draws your attention. It simply exists, a steady glow that doesn't ask to be watched. The lamps have dimmed further, though you can't say when it happened. Their light has turned thick and golden, like honey poured slowly into the air. Shadows along the walls have rounded edges now. They don't stretch. They don't move quickly. They look as though they, too, have found a comfortable position. Outside, the rain has changed again. It's still falling, but the sound has softened into something more distant, as if the world beyond the walls has stepped back a little, lowering its voice. The lake outside the cottage lies perfectly still. You can't see it clearly through the window anymore, only faint reflections blurred by rain and warm light. But you feel it, that stillness, that depth, the kind of quiet that holds rather than empties. Your breathing has slowed without instruction. Your chest expands gently. Your belly rises and falls. Your breath reaches places it hasn't reached all day. Each inhale feels less like preparation and more like acceptance. Each exhale feels like release. Your mind, which once moved so quickly it exhausted itself, has begun to drift. Thoughts appear now only as soft shapes, not sentences, not worries, just impressions, a memory of warmth, a sense of safety, a feeling of being allowed to stop. You don't follow any thought far enough for it to turn sharp. They dissolve on their own, like mist warmed by the morning sun. The room seems to notice. A faint creak moves through the wooden beams, not sudden, not alarming. The sound of a structure settling into itself, the house adjusting, becoming still with you. The air around your feet warms slightly, then the air near your hands, then around your face, so evenly that you might not notice if you weren't already so quiet. It feels as though the room has learned your temperature, learned your breath, and decided to match it. You sigh softly, not from tiredness, from relief. Your shoulders sink another fraction. Your jaw releases fully. The small muscles around your eyes soften. You feel your weight spread more evenly across the chair, supported in places you didn't realize were holding tension. The cushion beneath you shifts just enough to meet your spine. The blanket tucks itself closer around your sides. It feels less like fabric now and more like presence, something steady, something patient. The house is no longer something you are in. It is something you are with. You are aware dimly that there is a book resting open on the small table near the fire. You don't remember noticing it earlier. Its pages are thick, textured, curved slightly, as though shaped by many quiet hands. It doesn't call to you. It doesn't ask to be read. It simply exists within reach, like an anchor placed gently nearby, in case your mind needs something solid. You don't reach for it. You don't need to. Just knowing it's there feels grounding. Your eyelids flutter. They do not close fully. They hover in that in-between place, where light still slips through but no longer matters. The fire becomes a soft blur of gold. The lamps become halos. The room begins to feel rounded, as if sharp edges have been smoothed away. Your breath deepens, in, out. A subtle warmth spreads across your chest, settling beneath your collarbones. A pleasant heaviness, the kind that tells your body you're safe enough to rest now. Somewhere deep inside, a switch you didn't know you were holding flips gently on its own. Alertness loosens its grip. Vigilance steps aside. You are no longer scanning, no longer bracing. The house seems to sense this shift. The fire dims by the smallest degree. The lamps soften again. The rain fades into a background hush, so quiet it feels like silence, but softer. The entire space seems to lean inward, protecting the stillness that has found you. You feel watched, but not in a way that startles. Watch the way a parent watches a sleeping child. Watch the way a trusted presence keeps guard so you don't have to. There is no judgment here, no expectation, no task waiting for you. You don't have to understand anything. You don't have to solve anything. You don't have to hold yourself together. The house does that for you now. Your breathing slows further. Your body feels distant, yet perfectly supported. Your hands are warm. Your feet are heavy. Your thoughts thin until they are barely more than color and sensation. The rain outside stretches into long, slow patterns. Each drop feels like part of a lullaby you've heard before, long ago, when sleep came easily. Your eyelids lower completely now, not because you decide to close them, because keeping them open no longer serves a purpose. The fire continues its gentle breathing. The room holds its warmth steady. The night settles fully around the cottage, folding over it like another blanket. And you drift, not falling, not sinking, just drifting, carried by warmth, held by quiet, supported by a place that asks nothing of you except to rest. You are no longer fully aware of time. Minutes and moments have lost their edges, melting into one long, gentle stretch of warmth. Your body feels settled now, not held in place, resting where it belongs. The chair supports you without effort. The blanket rests across you like a quiet promise. The warmth of the room has evened out completely, surrounding you in a soft, steady cocoon. Your breathing has found its own rhythm, slow, deep, unforced. Each inhale rises easily. Each exhale releases more than just air. It releases the last thin threads of tension your body had been keeping without telling you. Your shoulders are loose. Your jaw hangs comfortably. The space behind your eyes feels open and quiet. Thoughts no longer arrive as words. They arrive as feelings, gentle impressions that drift by without asking for attention. A sense of safety, a sense of being cared for, a sense of having finally arrived somewhere that does not require anything from you. The house is very still now, not silent, alive in the softest way. The fire has reduced itself to a bed of glowing embers. They pulse faintly, like a heartbeat half asleep. The lamps glow low and warm, their light thick and rounded, barely touching the walls. Shadows no longer move. They have found places to rest. Outside, the rain continues, but it feels far away now, like it belongs to another world, a world you don't need to pay attention to anymore. Your awareness floats gently between sensation and nothingness. You feel the weight of your body where it meets the chair. You feel the warmth along your spine. You feel the blanket at your shoulders and chest. And then Even those sensations soften. Your body begins to feel lighter, as if it is sinking and floating at the same time. There is no effort required to stay awake. There is no effort required to fall asleep. You are simply here, and that is enough. Your breath becomes quieter, barely audible, barely noticeable. It moves in and out like a tide that has forgotten the shore. Somewhere in the house, a faint settling sound echoes through the beams. Not a noise to react to, just the sound of a place growing comfortable with itself. The room adjusts one last time. The air grows slightly warmer around your hands. The blanket rests a little closer. The chair seems to hold you more fully, as if its only purpose now is to support your rest. You feel a deep heaviness spread through your legs, a pleasant heaviness, the kind that tells your nervous system it can power down. Your arms feel loose and warm. Your fingers curl just a little, naturally, without intention. Your face smooths. Your brow unfurrows. The muscles around your mouth relax. If anyone were watching, they would see the clear signs of someone who is safe enough to sleep. But there is no one watching, except the house. And the house knows what it is doing. It keeps the warmth steady. It keeps the sounds low. It holds the night at a distance. Your awareness drifts inward. The edges of the room fade. The firelight becomes a soft glow behind closed eyes. The rain becomes a whisper behind the warmth. Your thoughts dissolve completely now. They no longer form images. They no longer form concerns. They dissolve into a quiet, comfortable blankness, a place where nothing needs to be processed. Nothing needs to be remembered. Nothing needs to be prepared for. Your breath slows further, in, out. Longer pauses appear between breaths, peaceful pauses. Your body trusts them. Your mind trusts them. Sleep begins to gather around you, not as a sudden pull, but as a gentle settling, like warm water rising slowly around you, supporting you without effort. You do not fall asleep. Sleep comes to you. It wraps around you quietly. It takes its time. The house remains awake just long enough to make sure you are fully held. The embers glow faintly. The lamps remain low. The rain stays soft and distant. Everything is exactly as it should be. Your last conscious thought, if it can be called a thought, is not a sentence. It is a feeling, a deep, quiet assurance. I am safe. And with that feeling resting gently in your chest, you drift beyond the edge of waking. Your breath becomes slow and even, your body completely at rest, your mind free. The house of soft light keeps watch, and you sleep. You are barely aware of the room now, not because it has disappeared, but because it no longer needs your attention. The house holds its shape around you without asking you to notice it. The chair supports your body exactly where it needs to be supported. The blanket rests with a steady, even warmth. The air remains calm, balanced, and quiet. Your breathing has slowed into a rhythm that feels ancient and familiar. In, out. Each breath flows without effort. Your chest rises gently. Your chest falls gently. Nothing interrupts this rhythm. Nothing needs to. The fire is no longer fire. It is only warmth now. A low, steady presence, like the memory of sunlight lingering in stone long after sunset. The lamps have dimmed themselves to soft halos. Their light no longer reaches far. It simply exists, enough to keep the room gentle, enough to keep the shadows kind. Outside, the rain continues, but it feels very far away. Its sound has softened into a distant murmur, like waves heard from deep within a sheltered cove. Safe, muted, reassuring. Your body has grown very heavy, not uncomfortable, grounded, as if gravity itself has wrapped you in a careful embrace. Your legs rest without tension. Your arms lie loose and warm. Your hands are relaxed, fingers gently curved. Your face is smooth. Your jaw hangs comfortably. The space behind your eyes is dark and quiet, free of images, free of thought. There is no urgency here, no edge, no reason to stay awake. Sleep has already arrived. It has simply arrived so gently that there was no moment to notice. Your mind drifts deeper, floating in a warm, empty calm. Thoughts do not form, memories do not surface. There is only sensation, and even that is fading. Warmth, stillness, breath. The house remains present, not active, not alert, just aware. Like a guardian who does not pace or worry, a guardian who simply stays. The wooden walls hold their warmth. The beams rest in their places. The floor is still. The entire structure feels settled, as if it too has gone to sleep alongside you. Your breathing grows even slower. There are pauses now, long, peaceful spaces between each breath. Your body trusts these pauses. Your nervous system recognizes them as safe. Your heart beats steadily, quietly, without effort. You sink further into the chair, or perhaps into sleep itself. The distinction no longer matters. The blanket seems to hug you a little closer, though it does not move. The warmth around your shoulders deepens. Your feet are comfortably warm. Your hands feel distant, relaxed, unconcerned. The rain fades even more, becoming little more than a suggestion of sound. The outside world feels very far away. You are not part of it right now. You are here, inside warmth, inside quiet, inside rest. Your awareness drifts in slow, gentle waves, in, out. Each breath carries you deeper. There is nothing to hold on to, nothing to solve, nothing to remember. Sleep unfolds around you naturally, like a soft landscape without edges. The house continues to keep watch. It does not check the time. It does not anticipate morning. It simply holds this moment steady. Your body sleeps. Your mind sleeps. Everything unnecessary has fallen away. Only rest remains, only warmth, only the quiet assurance that you are safe and held. And the night continues, calm and uninterrupted, as the house of soft light remains with you, steady, warm, and kind, while you sleep. Everything has slowed to its simplest form: breath, warmth, stillness. You are no longer aware of the chair beneath you, or the blanket around your shoulders, or the room that holds you. Not because they are gone, but because they are doing their work perfectly. Your body sleeps deeply now. Muscles have released completely. Joints rest where they are meant to rest. There is no tension left to notice. Your breathing moves in slow, even waves. In, out. Long pauses stretch gently between breaths, soft and unhurried. Your heart beats quietly, steady and calm, as though it has found a rhythm it trusts. The house remains. It does not move. It does not shift. It does not change. The warmth stays even, balanced, constant. The air is calm. The walls hold the night outside. The rain continues far away, softened into something barely there, a distant reminder that the world is still turning while you are free to rest. Sleep deepens. Your mind no longer drifts. It rests. There are no images, no thoughts, no edges, only a gentle, dark quiet, thick and comforting, like being wrapped in layers of warm night. Breath flows, in, out. Each breath feels supported. Each pause feels safe. Your body knows there is nothing to prepare for. Nothing will be asked of you here. The house keeps watch. Time does not matter inside this quiet. Minutes do not pass. Moments do not count. There is only rest, held steadily, without interruption. Your sleep remains deep and smooth. Your nervous system stays calm. Your body repairs itself quietly, naturally, without effort. Warmth rests in your chest. Warmth rests in your hands. Warmth rests in your feet. Everything unnecessary remains outside the walls. Nothing crosses the threshold. Nothing disturbs the stillness. You remain asleep, comfortably, peacefully, fully. The house of soft light continues to hold you, steady, warm, and kind, through the deep, quiet hours of the night. The night remains unchanged. Warmth stays where it is meant to stay. Quiet stays quiet. Nothing shifts. Your body sleeps on deeply and easily. Breath moves in its slow pattern. In, out. The pauses between breaths are long now, comfortable, safe. Your heart beats softly, steady and unhurried, as if it has all the time it needs. The house does not adjust anymore. It has already found the perfect balance. The air is calm. The temperature is even. The night outside remains distant and gentle. Rain continues somewhere far away, no longer a sound, only a presence. Sleep remains smooth and uninterrupted. Your mind rests in a quiet darkness, free of images, free of thoughts. Nothing pulls at your attention. Nothing asks you to wake. Your body remains supported. Your muscles stay loose. Your jaw stays relaxed. Your shoulders remain heavy and at ease. Breath continues, in, out. Each breath anchors you deeper into rest. The house keeps watch without effort. It does not listen for danger. It does not anticipate morning. It simply remains, warm, still, kind. Time stretches gently. Hours pass without sensation. Sleep stays deep. Your nervous system stays calm. Your body continues its quiet work, repairing, restoring, releasing. Warmth remains present in every part of you. Nothing changes. Nothing needs to. You sleep, and the house of soft light holds you steadily through the night. Nothing changes, and that is exactly what allows you to rest. The warmth remains steady. The quiet remains whole. The night holds its shape. Your body sleeps without effort. Breath flows in a slow, familiar rhythm. In, out. The pauses between breaths are gentle and long, like calm water resting between soft waves. Your heart continues its quiet work, steady and reliable, beating without urgency. The house remains present, not alert, not watchful, simply there. The walls hold the warmth. The air stays soft. The floor rests beneath everything. Rain exists somewhere beyond the windows, distant and muted, no longer sound, only atmosphere. Sleep remains deep and even. Your mind stays quiet, resting in a dark, comfortable stillness. There are no dreams that pull you upward. There is no movement toward waking. Your nervous system stays calm and settled. Your muscles remain loose. Your shoulders stay heavy. Your hands rest open, relaxed, unconcerned. Breath continues, in, out. Each breath supports the next. Nothing interrupts, nothing intrudes. Time passes gently, unnoticed. Hours move through the night without leaving a mark. The house does not change its posture. It does not adjust the light. It does not shift the warmth. Everything has already been set exactly as needed. You remain asleep, comfortably, peacefully, fully. The house of soft light continues to hold you, steady and kind, through the deep center of the night.